Hey everybody, this is Viper4724, and I just wanted to bring you another match, go over another Planeswalker that I've been using a lot lately, deck that I really love. Weird thing, the training grounds keep getting moved around, because there's two of them from a glitch, but let's get right into the match. We're going to just view the deck from this screen, because now you can. As you can see, I used Nissa 2 last game. This game, I'm going to use Tezz 2, the Schemer. I love him. Honestly, I think he's one of the most fun Planeswalkers in the entire game. Really happy I got him. I bought a second deck for him. Still working on the custom 3 deck. For this one, we're going to use the support kill deck. Now, I do not have Marionette Master. Obviously, I want Marionette Master. I would do anything to have Marionette Master. She would be in the deck immediately. It would make this deck extremely overpowered. But I don't have her, so we're going to do everything we can otherwise. So we're going to use Grip of Desolation and To the Slaughter to kill everything. Tamiyao's Journal to continuously add and remove supports from the board. Padim, Council of Innovation, to draw cards and to fabricate one every time I draw a card. To fabricate one and draw a card. The Underhanded Designs, it's just the best alternative card I have right now, I guess. Gain 1 life, deal 1 damage every time you put a support on the board. Insidious Will. Once again, it's great to have this card because it's just such a good card, but it works even better in this deck because it stops them from playing and it removes from the board to trigger everything else that you're using. Syndicate Trafficker, he gets +2/+2 every time a support is destroyed, aka Investigate and the Insidious Will when it gets destroyed. Fevered Visions, dealing damage to the opponent, drawing cards, it's a support. Win. Dynavolt Tower, every time you place a card, energizing, overloading, dealing 5 damage pretty much every single turn. And Herald of Anguish, he was worth getting for me. Every turn, your opponent discards a card, and whenever a support's destroyed, the first creature your opponent controls gets -2/-2. Well, when we're destroying, 1 to 3 supports every single turn, it's real quick to get rid of your opponent's creatures. So let's definitely use this deck, confirm the change. Apparently my internet's not working very well today. So we're going to get off my Wi-Fi. Very sorry about that. There we go. Get right into this match. And have some fun. This is actually the deck that I used in the last event. Breaking Points, I believe it was called. The event name. This is my Tezzeret deck. I was able to get every single point for him every single time, no losses. Now, let's look at his loadouts. We've got +2 for white, +3 for blue, +2 for black, +1 for red, and nothing for green, or, 3 for green, which is average. No, he's not completed yet. He's still sitting at level 57. We got his first ability, Energize 4, Fabricate 2. Second ability, Summon a construct creature that fabricates 2, overload 1, gives him +1/+1, and then his third one, creating a support that whenever a support's destroyed, your opponent takes damage. I normally use his second ability for this deck. I love using all 3 abilities. I absolutely love this deck in general. It's great to use his first ability if you have to kill a creature with Anguish. Love getting the Fabricates on the board. Let's see if we can get it to work good and make it look good. First thing I want to do is get Fevered Visions on the board to start drawing cards. I always want to put To the Slaughter in front of Grip of Desolation because it deals your opponent 10 damage. I just moved the wrong gem on the board. I definitely wanted to go for the Ruin gems first, but that's alright. Okay. Honestly, the biggest thing that I love about this deck is it doesn't have any one single strategy. Depending on what you have in your hand is what you're going to use. And that might sound a little dumb, but most decks, you build around one single strategy. I need one of these 3 cards to come out for me to win. The reason I love using Tezz 2, you don't need any specific card to come out for you to win. All the cards are great in this deck. All the cards are usable in this deck. Obviously, I want to stay away from the green matches. Even though the computer wants me to use a green match. Sometimes you got to take an extra second to see that the computer's wrong. Hate Exert Influence. I love that it was used early in the game against my Syndicate Trafficker because it's little, easy to kill, easy to change out. Gonna go ahead and go for the Ruins. Kill that Syndicate Trafficker. And we're gonna get that Construct on the board next turn. So, definitely don't need 3 kill cards in my hand. Love having them. It's always nice to have at least 1 or 2 in your hand to make sure they can't put anything special on the board against you. But there's definitely other cards that I'd rather have than 3 of them. Now, for some reason, I don't know why, I'm not saying that it's a bug, but I seem to get an absolute ton of underhanded designs in this deck. Just an absolute ton of them. I don't need another Tamiyo's Journal. Don't even really need the Padim. So, let's see here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 supports under our control right now. It's what this deck's made for. It's the whole point. I don't care if I kill servos. They're here to be killed. I'm going to be producing, 2 to 4 of them every single round. Might as well kill it. I have more than enough kill cards to do so. So now that I already have my Construct on the board, I'm not going to use any more of his abilities until I get to the third one. Then obviously the goal is to be killing, or destroying at least 1 to 3 supports every single round, because it's just going to be dealing the opponent damage. And in addition to that, hopefully we can get some more synergy going. I would prefer Anguish, but I will take the Trafficker. We definitely don't need all these Fevered Visions. Now, an important part, anytime you have Padim in your hand, anytime you have Journal on the board, anytime you have any type of draw, it's extremely important. Check your hand. Know what you need. Know what you can get rid of. It's almost always most beneficial to you to have at least 2 slots open. Whether the opponent makes you draw a card or you're drawing extra cards, you always want the best hand available. If you do not have the best hand available in your mind, then get rid of cards in your hand and change them out. Don't be afraid to delete cards in your hand. That's what makes you better than the AI. Because the AI can't delete cards in their hand. There's our Herald of Anguish. At this point in the match, he's not even that important. If it was earlier in the match, I would go for him right now. It's not. I'm just going to get out the Syndicate Trafficker. Go for Tezz's third ability. As you can see, I'm doing continuous 5 damage from Dynavolt Tower. I'm doing continuous 1 damage from the Underhanded Designs. I've got Syndicate Trafficker about to come on the board. I don't need another Fevered Visions. I am going to keep 1 Herald of Anguish in my hand. And once again, I'm back down to the 4 cards. Once I get the Syndicate Trafficker on the board, this match is almost done, but what I want to be going for now is to get the third ability. That's very important to me at this point, just because I don't really have much else that I need. As you can see, he's been reduced to destroying my supports to be able to benefit himself. Like I said, it's an extremely synergistic deck. I love the deck. I love playing the deck. I haven't gotten bored with it yet, and I have played it a lot. It's a lot of fun. I hope you all enjoyed it. I am Viper4724, and I'll be bringing you more matches soon.